Greetings and welcome to SmartWatchTix.com. I've got a pretty basic smartwatch here at a really decent price to show you. We've got WhatsApp capability, Bluetooth phone calling, music control, and sleep monitor. Standard stuff including blood pressure test, heart rate, step management, message reminder, and a 240 by 285 screen with 7 to 10 days of battery life. Interesting, I got a sticker from Ireland on this one. These things come in from all over the place. It's officially available from BANGGOOD. BANGGOOD sent us a LEMFO I20M. Now its dimensions are 1.69 inches, IPS, full touch screen, so it's a pretty good size overall screen. It's got Bluetooth calling, as I mentioned, and of course all the other things too, and blood oxygen with IP67 waterproof, coming in about $35 or so, and may have a discount for you, although it appears to be in flash sale right now. So make sure you check the show notes and click through using our link to get the best price we have for you. Here's the overall specs. They're a little bit small in this printout, but basically you're looking at Bluetooth 5. Almost all of these watches now are up to Bluetooth 5. You've got DaFit as the Tethering app, which supports these different languages. Now, as far as features, Bluetooth calling and call reminder are on here. You got to reject the call and all the typical things that go with Bluetooth calling in a watch. You've got heart rate, blood pressure, blood oxygen, sleep monitoring, sedentary reminder, and all of that. You've got multiple sports modes. I mean, it's a basic smartwatch, just typical of what we've already seen. We're going to take a look at how the implementation is done in the user interface and the appearance of the watch. And that, combined with all these specs, should help you to decide if this watch is for you. So let's take a look. It's inside this box, packaged in a nice little presentation. We have a user's manual, a charging wire, which is your standard 2-pin magnetic coupling wire, and then here it is, the watch itself with a little quality control thing. It talks about charging it before use and use your mobile phone to download the app. Of course, we know it's the DaFit app, and the link is in the show notes, and then read the user's manual before use. So we're going to take that one off. On the back side, we actually have a cover over the diodes and such, and here's the coupler, which is magnetically attached only one direction. You've seen me put them backwards. It doesn't work backwards. Not really strong to hold the watch. So one of the things you got to be careful of when it's not a strong connection is that you don't put it on and it lays a little sideways when you put the watch down. Be careful as you charge it. We have one button on the side, the connectors, little microphone hole right there, and the speaker is here on the bottom of the watch. Removable TPU bands, and otherwise it's sealed with a curved glass screen. In the manual now, goes over the basic features of the watch. I'll run through it quickly for you so you can freeze frame it and read it at your leisure. The different aspects of what the watch can do, how to set things up, the different sports modes and other functions. There's a picture of some of the layout that you'll get when you can work your way through the watch. Vibration setting, brightness adjustments, blood pressure data, some Q&A stuff, and then the overall basic parameters as we switch into other languages. Let's take a look at it, shall we? Can't get over how tiny and lightweight this thing is. Okay, a press on the side button will activate it. Vibrates, and there it is, instantly right into its first watch face. Swipe down gives you all kinds of controls. Do not disturb, your theater mode. There's the bright flashlight that you can use outdoors. Turn it on and off. You've got brightness overall control here. Really dim, really bright. We run it about halfway. This gives you the list style or honeycomb style. You know, the Apple honeycomb, basically, of all of your app layouts. We're going to run it in list style for right now. Temperature in the area you specify in the app in Fahrenheit or centigrade. It's got a quick timeout. Here's our overall settings. Tap here. I could change the brightness again, just like we did before. activate the phone, do a call reset of all of your calling information, shake to turn or turn the vibration, the shake on or off, your do not disturb in theater. Here's how you change your dials, reset, power off. There's the overall QR code, and then about the watch, which is the I20M. Simple, simple. Okay, we've covered everything here. Now, going over this way, we get into all of the apps. Coming up, we get into messages sent from your phone, and going this way, we get into all the different cards. I got this many steps so far today, and it's showing you information on that. Oh, and by the way, we have the details down below. My maximum, minimum steps per hour, I presume, and then there's the overall information. Slide again, I've got last night's sleep time with deep and light, and a 7 days of sleep that would be listed here. If I slept that much, just don't get a chance. Come over here. I am in my heart rate. It'll activate the green diodes here and give you the heart rate. There, I touched it and it began. If I touch it over my fingers, it should continue working. In the meantime, I can slide down and show you where I've been in my heart rate, and I'm not sure what it means about weight, but there's your maximum and minimum, and here is the continuous heart rate for this watch. Check the price again on this one. Look at all the features you're getting for that price. Okay, it's coming back at me. It's still doing heart rate, but it would acquire it. I don't think 122 is accurate. So as with all of these things, you want to sit calmly and quietly. You can turn on the phone circuit separate from the Bluetooth tethering to the app. So if you're not going to be using it for phone calls, you can turn that off and not eat up a lot of power. Here is our blood pressure, same kind of thing, reference values, normal, and here's my last 7 data on here. And each time you take one, it adds to it. Same thing with blood oxygen. And when I activate this one, it's using green diode rather than red. We like to see the red for a little bit better accuracy. But again, check the price, right? It's a trade-off. You get the same thing. You get your maximum and minimum and last 7 days readings. Here's temperature in your area set from the app, and forecast as well. Of course, you got to be tethered and have it updated in order to see it there. And come over here, and I got music player. Not too bad. Fairly loud. Anyway, that works fine. You just cue up the music source on the phone first, and then it'll play through like that. Same kind of thing with the calls. You'll get the same kind of volume. Microphone works really well. We're not going to demo a full-on call in an unboxing review, but just let you know that it does have decent sound. You should be able to wear it okay and not have to strain to hear the other person. Putting it on, we've got it like this. Fits nice, easy. Looks like an Apple Watch with one button, but about the same size and thickness. Now, coming into the apps, let's look at this. There's your step count. We saw that already. We saw sleep time, heart rate. Those have been there. Exercise, these are the different routines, exercise activities that you can go into, including swimming, because this is a waterproof watch with Bluetooth calling. That's kind of rare these days. You've got phone. Again, you come in here and you'll have to turn it on to activate it all. Measure your blood pressure, your blood oxygen. There's weather. We've seen all of that in messages. So shutter is where it turns the camera on in the app on your phone, and you have a button, and you tap the button, it'll take a picture. There's the music player. You have also this breathing exercise that lets you focus on your breath, inhale and exhale. It did vibrate at the top and vibrated again at the bottom. So you can either look at it or just close your eyes and feel for the vibration anytime you want to relax. A basic stopwatch is here, locks the whole thing up, and you can't get out of it, and it won't run in the background, which is typical. Alarms that you can set, countdown timers you can run, the basic flashlight, and in others, we've got everything we just saw in the settings, I believe. Yeah. The dial switch, this is where we can pick out different stock watch faces for this watch. And of course, there's some more you could add from the app, which is where we're going to go right now. Did you happen to see the reviews of the Carbonox watches, the really hardened, tough watches? They use the DeFit app, as does this one. So if you don't see enough about the app in here, switch over and just check out when we cover the app in the Carbonox reviews. So here from the Google Play Store is what it looks like. DeFit. You can use the link in the show notes or just go to the Google Play Store to download it. You could download it through the QR code that comes with the box or the manual or the watch, but I really recommend you do it through the Google Play Store. Here we go. Here's our data from the watch on here. As you can see, we have that step count information. It's tracked and updated here. Hourly is shown. Activities. There's a thing called MET that you can try to meet your MET. You got the last 7 days information, and it shows you where you are with respect to everybody else. Ooh, yeah. Then you got last night's sleep time. Now come in here, you've got deep, light, and REM sleep. You don't see the REM, the rapid eye movement, on the watch, just the breakdown of deep and light, but you do see the chart, you see the percentages, and basically your overall sleep quality score. It's a nice feature. You got your heart rate information too, average and low and high during the night, and then your last 7 days trend. It's even retrieving my data from the Carbonox ones that I was reviewing with this app before as well. So they're all kind of combined together. So if you pair another watch to the app and you've archived your data because you've created an account and logged in, you'll be able to seamlessly go between one and another. Lots of different comparisons, how you are with the general populace and people, I guess, in your demographics, day, week, and month summaries in sleep. Heart rate now, you've got where you are and your current heart rate, and your last 7 trends are shown in here, and I can hit measure and it'll take an instantaneous heart rate measurement. That's for discrete measurements. For continuous heart rate, you have this. You've got a nice little chart here, although it would be nice to have the numbers on the side, and I can't touch on it to get those numbers, but it just giving you an idea of where you are in terms of what your workout has been. It does break it down. I've been sedentary all day so far, so I only have light and weight loss on here so far, but you could go all the way up to VO2 max and have your time during the day from midnight to midnight in that zone. Of course, you can check previous days and weeks and stuff. Blood pressure, there's latest reading, your last 7 trends, and of course you can measure it remotely. Same thing for blood oxygen. We've seen all this before, what it is, how it works, measure, and so forth. And here is where you get actually all of your measurements that you've taken since you've set this thing up. Okay. Here we go now to some activities. There's an outdoor run that I've accumulated before, and this works with the GPS in the phone. And just to show you, because I was doing a walk around my yard here, there's the house, and here's the walking path and everything. And it basically ties in the location information. There's no GPS in the watch, but there is in your phone, and it turns that in to allow you to track what you're doing when you're working with the phone. When you're working with the watch, I went into a walking routine where it's tracking my overall heart rate. Just a short one. I didn't really get up to speed, but it just shows you the categories of things that are tracked in here. Your speed, your pace, your average. And again, you can do metric units or imperial on all of this as well. And so that's all on the first card. More training data is over here. Past history. Here's a swim. Here's a hike. Yeah, you just and they're all just use their own characteristics for whichever thing that you're doing and that you've selected. Come to the middle. It shows you the watch name, unit, power level, and connection categories. Here are various watch faces. These are the ones that are installed, and this one is an editable one. And it's not lighting up in my twist your wrist, but here you go. It's got a rose, but you can change the picture. And of course, you can come over here and find a whole bunch of more watch faces, a lot of them very colorful and arty. These will apply to pretty much any of the watches that work with the DaFit app, because you can install these directly on all of them. So the Carbonox ones, this one, and others that use DaFit. You find out after you've been in this a while that sometimes you want to shop by app and not so much by watch. So if you're at that level and you want a watch that uses DaFit, make sure you go to smartwatchticks.com, then go down to the magnifying glass on the home page and put in DaFit, D-A space F-I-T. Let it search through and it'll return all the results where DaFit is a match, and you can just skim through those watch reviews to see if any of them appeal to you, knowing full well that they will tie in with the DaFit app. So you can just pick one, you can download it. I'll be back when it's done. So it gets added to the list as watch face 5. Turn it on, and there you go. So we've got the watch face on here as well. Now, beyond that, you've got notifications that you can set up, phone messaging, and all these different apps are supported. We've got, and other, you saw other was anything else that you have, apps that you'd like to hear from, you can set those up. Alarms, the remote shutter capability. Now for the phone, you have to install your favorite contacts from the app to the watch. It doesn't automatically take all your contacts over. Think it through. It's good, it's not so good. I find it's better to have just your main contacts on your watch and not a lot of memory taken up by contacts you've known 10 years ago. This allows you to just contour the contacts that you want to be able to access from your phone. Others is just basic information. Again, see the other apps if you want to go into all the detail about all of these. I'm not going to cover each and every review. There's just too many to go on. But ladies' physiological reminder is here. You can get all of the information, including seeing where you're at in your cycle on the calendar. So if nothing else, you can use the calendar as a great way of tracking, including even percentage chances. It's amazing, really interesting way they've implemented that. And so forth. So all of that's here as well. And then you set up your own profile. You can set your goals. You can tie to Google Fit if you want to, and about for the information. So that's it for the DaFit app. And the watch itself is, like I say, a really nice, simple, easy design and lots of different features. And it comes in at $35. Really nice price too. So head on over, BANGGOOD. Use the link in our show notes. It's the LEMFO I20M. Or actually, they made a typo there. It's the I20M. That's the model number. And on flash sale right now. If you're watching this later and it's not, then double check the show notes. I have a special page set up with the best discounts available for all of the watches I review through BANGGOOD. So click over there and look for it, or if I have a specific coupon, I'll put it on there as well. But for right now, it's in flash sale, and it's a good price, so I hope you can pick one up if you're interested. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you again soon.